Douglas Carswell, but just before you start, there was somebody there who attacked. Who was it who said about the poster?
Yep.
And Douglas Carswell. What was it you said?
You didn't like it.
I thought it was a despicable thing.
Which poster are you talking about? You're talking not about the bus or the breaking point?
I'm talking about the poster where Mr. Farage was in front of a long line of migrants.
The breaking point one, yes.
These weren't Eastern European migrants, you know. This was, as I'm sure Douglas Wells knows, this was a very, very difficult and awkward
But Douglas, did you stand in front of that?
I did not.
But you still stand in front of the 350 million one, don't you? The financial
can I just address this?
Yeah,
you didn't like that poster. I didn't like that poster.
Yeah, right.
I criticised it at the time, and I criticised it on the night of the election when I was last being interviewed by David. And let me tell you why that poster was despicable and morally indefensible. As you point out, those were Syrian refugees fleeing a war going to Slovenia. It had nothing to do with the debate in this country. Secondly, I think that poster actually allowed the Remain side, who wanted to cast aspersions on the values and the integrity and the motivations of the Leavers, it gave them ammunition. But, you know, I've been campaigning passionately to leave the EU. I think people like me now need to recognise that, yes, we've won, but it was a very narrow mandate. And we need to try to reach out to the 48%, recognise there are good, decent, patriotic people who voted the other way. I listened during the debate to some people who made some very powerful arguments the other way. I think we need to recognise that we need a new consensus, and we can bring some of those people with us.
Right.
If I could just, one final thing. I think that it's really important that we provide reassurance, first and foremost, to the 2 or 3 million EU nationals living in this country. I think Theresa May today cast doubt on their status. I think she needs to urgently clarify that all EU nationals currently living in this country must absolutely have their rights here absolutely enshrined.
Now, just before we